Bonjour mes amis, je suis Jillian and this is my channel, Melanated Hyphenated Convalescent, where I talk about being a woman of color in the entertainment industry dealing with 3 chronic illnesses / disabilities. I also talk about being an expat in France. I haven't filmed for a long time. The last video I made was I think in May or June, I don't remember. Because I was really ill and I had to take a break. This is gonna be a short video because I have gotten worse, but I wanted to commemorate 1 year abroad. This is my France-iversary, so when is the day that this comes out. So here I am. So speaking of being ill, almost immediately after I made that last video, I started to get a lot sicker, and every time I'm like, I'm so sick, this is so bad, then I get worse. And I think within a couple days of making that final video, I found myself in the emergency room. Now here's something fun. I think France is maybe the only place where their equivalent of 911, where the operator is going to argue with you while you're on the phone having a health crisis about whether or not the symptoms you described are a stroke or a heart attack, until I got to the point where I was like, either way it's bad. Are you sending someone? They did. Now, why am I telling you this? For people who have hesitations about the cost of healthcare in places that aren't the US, this is what happened to me. The firefighters / EMTs came to the apartment. Okay, while we were there, they did an EKG. Then they took me in an ambulance to the hospital. And while I was there, they did another EKG. They did 2 sets of blood work. I don't think we did x-rays, but I was there for 9 hours. Before I left, they gave me something for anxiety because they determined I had an anxiety attack, not a stroke or heart attack. And so I was there all day, right? I also got charged a holiday fee because it was May, and there are 7,000 holidays in May in France. I'm not exaggerating. I look at my notes a lot if you're new here because I have serious brain fog because of all the things going on with me, and I forget all the time. So anywho, 2 EKGs, 2 sets of blood work, medication, 9 hours there, holiday fee, and going there in the ambulance. Guess how much that cost? Just guess, you can't guess. It was 136 euro, which at the time, because the dollar and the dollar is fluctuating, it was 153 US dollars, right? Okay. I just want you to think about that. And think about all the things that I described and how much they would cost in whatever state you live in. $150, okay, friends? Out of pocket. The reason that I don't have a carte vitale yet is because of the type of visa that I have, okay? But I do have travel insurance, and I eventually got reimbursed. So even with out-of-pocket cost, if I hadn't gotten reimbursed, I would have paid $150. So think on that. So most of the year, unfortunately, did not go the way I wanted to because one of the reasons I moved to France was for my health. I thought I would get better, being in a different environment, different quality of food, etc. And my body was just like, you tried it. So people have been like, what's it like? What have you seen? And I'm like, nothing. The inside of a Monoprix and Franprix, and yeah, I've been convalescing. Like, that's what I've been doing. I've been observing the news as an outsider with the lens of also watching American news from not in America, and it's been fun. But France, you know, the Louvre got robbed. I lost count of how many prime ministers since I've been here. Sarkozy went to jail. Le Pen can't run again. So many strikes. it's been PSG wins, and then there's fireworks and things, you know? It's just like, I haven't had the year that I wanted, but I did learn a lot. I don't regret coming. So there's that. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say about the French healthcare system is if you have really extreme issues, I would suggest reading Surviving Paris by another Black expat. I will drop the link, Robin Woods, I will drop the link in the description. It's really, really helpful and insightful about her dealing with breast cancer while she's in France. And yeah, I highly recommend. It's great. So yes, I also, just really quickly, because again, I'm not well, but one of the things that a lot of people say are like, French people are unfriendly. It's not really true. This is what it is. France is what's known as I think it's called a low trust society. So French people, they are friends with the people they go to school with and the people they work with. Okay? That's it. So if someone comes and they're an expat, they're not gonna be impressed by you because you're an American or because you're from another country. They just, like, they know the people they know, and those are the people they trust. And if you make friends with a French person, it's just gonna take more time and intention. It's not impossible, but just saying like, they're all mean, they're not. They're French, and like, let's be honest. Let's be honest, do Americans go out of their way to be friends with people from other countries? Or do we just go everywhere and expect that, like, people are gonna love us? What's more accurate? So yeah, that's something that I saw up close, and you just really can't take it personally. And the other thing is, even when French people or I've seen this too, other people in the expat community want to be friends with you, they just see so many expats coming and going so frequently that it's kind of really counterintuitive to invest in a friendship if someone's gonna leave in a year, or they're getting a degree and then they're gonna go after that, or even if they work internationally and they travel and they're gonna be in a different country in a couple years, they wanna make sure that it's gonna last and be worth their time. So there's that. Lastly, and this is really important, Paris is not France. It is one place in France. And to judge a country by one city, especially if all you've seen of that city is through movies and TV, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I, for one, have learned that I'm like a banlieue girly. I belong in les environs, in the suburbs. That's what I prefer. And like the south of France. And I think, like, very few people's lives are like Emily in Paris. I think if you want to know what it's like to be in Paris, like, just in another part, like, watch The Eddie on Netflix to give yourself a different perspective. That's not all of it, again, but I just think, like, give yourself some perspective, visit before you take a leap. Yeah, so there's a lot more that I could say, but again, I am not well. This is just, I needed to do this for posterity. So here I am. I would say that I would try to be more consistent, but that might be a lie because I'm dragging myself around on fumes. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, do whatever the spirit moves you to do. Send me a box of tissues or a sweater because it's cold in Paris right now. And yeah, bonjour, à bientôt, à demain.